Kurt Vonnegut told a story of when he was 15 that I think so many youth can relate to. He was asked the typical questions that adults ask teens all the time. Do you play sports? What's your favorite subject? And just like every teen, he had the normal responses ready to go. Kurt didn't play sports, but he did theater and choir and played the piano and the violin and used to do art. And as you might expect, the adult with such a long list of interests was impressed by Kurt. So Kurt felt the need to clarify, no, I'm not good at any of them. And that is where this stereotypical exchange shifted in a way that profoundly changed the way Kurt saw himself. The man said, I don't think being good at something is the point of doing them. I think you've got all these wonderful experiences with different skills, and all that teaches you things and makes you an interesting person, no matter how good you are at doing them. In that moment, Kurt says he went from being a failure, someone who hadn't been talented enough to excel at anything, to someone who did things because he enjoyed them. He reminds us that we are raised in such an achievement-oriented environment, so inundated with the myth of talent, that we come to think that things are only worth doing if we can win at them. So let's turn this world upside down and right side up. Let's indulge in doing something not because we're great at it, but because we enjoy doing it. I like to be playful with art. And one of my favorite mediums to work with are Posca paint markers. And Posca's markers are awesome because they are simple, they're high quality, they're easy to use, and they're fast. And I'm curious about how they will look covering over an old, cracking, and ripped painting. The idea I have in my head won't end up exactly how I want it, but that's okay. I find beauty in those happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say. It isn't something that everyone enjoys, but it makes me laugh. And I will continue to get joy from this whenever I see it. This painting was no longer valuable to anyone. And my playful art gives it value not because it's a magnificent work of art, but because it is something I enjoy. Now, Kurt was very clear. He wasn't a Christian, but he did describe himself as a Christ-loving atheist and a Christ-worshiping agnostic. And I find in that story of Kurt the same world-warping reality that I find in Jesus' teachings. Jesus would teach about the way that the world was and how it could be. The world says, don't kill. But Jesus says, don't be angry or insult one another. The world says that we should love some people and hate other people, but Jesus says that we should love everyone, even up to including loving our enemy. I find this same world-shifting attitude in Kurt's story. The world tells us that we have to be good at something for it to be worth doing. But that cannot be further from the truth. Something is worth doing because you find value in doing it. I believe God delights in what delights us. God has given us interests so that we can explore and enjoy them. God doesn't value us because of what we can accomplish. God values us simply because we are ourselves. We can turn this world right side up and upside down and leave behind the myth of talent. You are claimed as God's own, not because of what you can do well, but because of who you are. May you explore something purely for the joy of it, not perfection. May you recognize that joy in others. And may you feel God smile upon you as you do something just for the joy of it.